Hey everybody, it's Shelley Winters, 12:07 on a Saturday. You know what that means. It's time for the Car Guys with my friend and general manager of Butler Lexus South Atlanta. They are the best dealership in the world. Is where I got my Lexus. Kevin, are you there? How are you, my friend?
Man, I'm here and I'm great. I'm ready for a good day today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's start off. We usually start the show. Oh, let me give out the number. This show is designed for you to give us a call and ask any automotive questions that you may have. The phone number is 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. So Ford has yet another recall, and this is a big one. Tell us about it.
Well, this is the whopper of recalls right here. 1.4 million F-150 trucks. And it's 2015 to 2017 primarily. And this one kind of makes me look like the jester or the fool on this one, because this is actually and I've been beating up the manufacturers on these 9 and 10 speed transmissions. This is actually on their 6-speed transmission, which is the one I like and recommend. But it's not the transmission that's the problem. It's a faulty signal, sensor signal. So it's an easy recall, but they'll fix it, and the transmission itself is still a better transmission. So don't get upset. It's nothing crazy. But 1.4 million vehicles is a ton of trucks.
It is a ton of trucks. Now, what happens for those listening to us right now who have a F-150? What do they do between 2015 and 2017 model years? What do they do?
Yeah, they just go to nhtsa.gov, which is the National Highway Transportation Safety, and they can put in their ID number, their 17-digit VIN or serial number of their car, and it tells them about any recall that they would have. And anybody can do that to find out if you have a recall on your car.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying how they find out, because clearly if you have a 2015 and 2017 model year F-150, your car is being recalled. I mean, what do they do towards fixing it? Like, where do they go? What's the next step?
Go right to the Ford dealership, and the Ford dealership will they'll take care of them. Whether it's alternate transportation based on how long it takes to fix this, I don't know how long it's going to take to fix this, but they go right to the Ford dealership and they fix it right there on the spot.
Man, and with all the supply chains and everything going on, this could be a huge problem for Ford.
Well, and again, I don't know, and I can find out and report next week whether they even have the parts in stock or what availability of these parts are going to be.
Wow.
Sometimes a recall comes out and it's quite some time before they have the remedy. So this particular recall, was issued by NHTSA. This was not a self-inflicted recall. And when I say self-inflicted, a lot of the recalls today is where a manufacturer sees where it's heading and they just call the penalty on themselves. They call the recall and they've had time to get the parts or the remedy already done. In this case, I think this one came out of left field, enough complaints, and NHTSA actually applied this one. So it's going to be a question on the availability of the parts.
Wow, that's crazy. Now, advertising. The FCT, I'm going to, read the headline. The FTC warned 97 dealers about advertising. There's a lot of advertising we hear. You advertise. I endorse you guys. Tell us about this story.
Well, this is pretty major right here. People thought that the Trump FTC was going to give us a break compared to the Biden FTC, where they tried to implement a law that just didn't make sense. Well, this administration is making a lot of sense in what they're going after. And they're not trying to fix a global problem. They're trying to fix real problems and not invent problems. And the real problem is bad advertising. So I happen to know Mike Lindsay pretty well. He's a dealer up in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. And he just got hit for a $3.1 million fine. And he has to reimburse $75 million to customers in multiple states across. He owns a lot of dealerships. And it's deceptive advertising. And I'm going to give you some examples. If a dealership is advertising a car at a really good price and you get there and they've added a bunch of garbage to this car, whether it's door edge guards and whatever, a grill or whatever they want to put on it, a tow, something to tow or whatever that you don't want, they're falsely advertising that vehicle.
Gotcha.
Equally, that's one thing that people did during COVID. We have a local dealer in my brand that adds stuff to cars, and I disagree with it. If a customer, give the customer the option, if they want to add it, they add it. But to preload all this stuff on cars, I'm not a big fan of that. It allows, so I'm going to advertise the best price and the right price every time. The other thing they did is they advertised, and there's nobody in our market doing this. The South Florida market and Tampa market and the Northeast, imagine that from New Jersey and Delaware and New York, right? So they're advertising this like a used car, or in my case, what we call L-Cert or L-Certified, a certified used car. And you get there at a price, and to that, they go, this is the price. And then we spent $2,800 in reconditioning on this car. You have to pay that. And then it's another $1,800 for the certification fee. You have to pay that. And this is just all nonsense. If you show up at a dealership and they add anything other than their doc fee and the government fees, and everybody has a documentary fee. This is Georgia. It's legal. CarMax is $899. Everybody has one. Carvana has one, $899. But you can add your documentary fee to it and your government fees, and that's it. If they try to add other stuff, get up, walk out. You're at the wrong dealership, period. And there's some good guys and there's some bad guys, like every other business out there.
404-872-0750. 1-800-WSB Talk is our number. The show is designed for you to call us and ask Kevin any question around automotive that you have. He has the answers. Now, a new segment, or a new part of a segment, the email question of the week. Who won this week, Kevin?
It was I chose this one because Marlene is a 90-year-old widow, and she said she sent me an email about her 99 4Runner with 228,000 miles on it. And she said that her and her husband took it to the dealership, got all the maintenance done. It's been 10 years since he's passed, and it's been 10 years since she's had the timing belt changed. Now, she only drives a couple thousand miles a year, and you're supposed to change the timing belt every 90,000 miles.
Right.
She said, should I get it done? And I'm like, gosh, I understand you don't drive much, but the time is just as important as the miles. So all these new cars, you change the oil every 10,000 miles or once a year. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So the timing is everything. Now, she has a timing belt.
Now, when you say, before you go any further, Kevin, I want people to understand, when you say the timing, you're talking about the time between repairs, not the timing belt.
Okay. Well, no, I'm actually talking about, there's a thing in her car called the timing belt.
Okay, go ahead.
And from there, the cars either have a timing belt or a timing chain.
Right.
The chain obviously lasts longer than the belt, but the belts are the way most cars are. And it runs your alternator, your air conditioner. Everything runs off of this belt. So here she has a 10-year belt or a 14-year-old belt. It was last done in 2010. And it's rubber. It's got cracks, and it's aging, and it's weakening, and the hot and the cold. So the years matter as much as the time. So you should change one about every 5,000 miles. I mean, about every 6 years, every 7 years, or at the least every 8 years, and every 90,000 miles on that model. Some models, they say 100 to 120. And if not, if that goes off, it could be catastrophic. It could jump time. There's a lot of different things that could happen.
Right.
So So the amount of time in between your maintenance and services is as important as the actual mileage that you drive.
That's the point. Yep, that's a good point. And most of us don't even think about that, particularly for the a retiree like Miss Marlene, who doesn't drive her car a lot. Kevin, would most dealerships, is that part of the 100-point? I know a lot of dealerships have what Butler has, that 100-point inspection. The timing belt, is that something that you look at? How would we know if we're approaching that 90,000 miles? How do we remember for our timing belt?
Well, we are going to, first of all, if you go to a dealership, we have all of your records in our DMS, which is our operating system, which is good. And then also Toyota/Lexus is going to have all of those records, which is very good for your warranty. But we are going to inspect it with what we call an MPI, which we do on every car, and then have a video or photographs of it. And we're going to look at this belt, and we're going to tell you that it has cracks and is wearing, or the mileage and the time is there. So please heed these warnings, and when it's time to fix it, please go ahead and fix the car.
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Give us a call with all of your automotive questions. We will be right back.